Ok. Vou compartilhar aqui.
Tu queres que eu controle o tempo, Simone?
Pode controlar.
Tu pensaste nos 15 minutos?
Eu mais ou menos por aí. Eu nessa faixa, assim, eu não controlei tão precisamente, mas deixa eu ligar aqui.
Tá bom, mas vai ser em inglês, tá?
Yes, I'm going to present in English. Yes.
Tá bom.
So other people can see it, maybe. Later. Estão enxergando a tela?
Perfect.
Perfectly. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Simone Weide LUIZ. Dr. Katia de Azevedo FRONZA is my doctoral advisor in the post-graduation program in applied linguistics at University of Vale do Rio dos Sinos in the south of Brazil. So the title of this presentation is Literacy Challenges of Children from a Brazilian City. So the objective of this presentation is to discuss part of my doctoral research data debated in partnership with literacy teachers from a small city in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, from the municipal network of public schools from the city. So the original idea of my research was to verify the used methodologies for reading and writing teaching and the contribution of these methodologies to the learning of the students, with the purpose of thinking with the teachers from these public schools what can be done so that fewer students reach the third year of elementary school without being able to read and write properly. Our research focuses on literacy and social practices. Then we say, when there's no domain of reading and writing, there is damage to social practices that involve the written language. Then we have the picture as an example of children at a supermarket shopping and identifying the product. So they are really using the language they are learning, right? So this is the idea, to learn, to read and write, to put it into practice. So it is important to consider when preparing a class, the relations of the language with those who use it, observing the context, the social historical condition of its production and reception. Okay. So the original ideas for the practical approaches in the beginning of the research, which started in 2018, was to interview elementary school teachers, to observe literacy classes, and to apply reading and writing activities with children to know the researched context. So during the research up to 2019, I could interview 3 teachers to observe 4 classes of the same teachers and to do a practice with the children in 2019. So the preview results prior to 2020 are that after interviewing 3 teachers, the used methods are not unanimous among them. So some teachers prefer more literacy phonetic methods, some prefer more global methods, and most of them said they use more than one method they adapt to each situation. The difficulties reported by these teachers vary from one school to another. So we notice that the school located in a neighborhood with a lower socioeconomic status, the teacher mentioned issues regarding family support, that students are cold in the winter. So this is a very sad context, really. And for example, another example is the rural school. So there, the teacher reported issues more related to identifying types of difficulties, like whether organic or psychological, for example. And after observing classes and practicing with children, it was observed that the groups are heterogeneous regarding writing and reading skills. So the survey was conducted in October 2019. The children were almost at the end of the first grade of elementary school. And in that moment, some children could read complete sentences, and others were reading syllables or recognizing phonemes. So then we could see there was this heterogeneity, right? So the currently available data indicate that elementary school first-year students might be finishing early childhood education without essential reading and writing skills. So this is related to all I've just said, right, about the other topics from this slide. Then we have this however moment. Then there was a big challenge in 2020 that we know, right? The classes were interrupted because of the coronavirus pandemic. Fortunately, I was invited to organize the continuing education for first grade teachers in 2020, and I was able to keep in touch with the teachers, even online, right? Even if online. So this was a good possibility and a good opportunity to go on with the research. So my current subject is related to these 5 actions of continuous teacher education performed in 2020. The themes that we have some the themes of these actions, right, were literacy, social emotional competence and literacy practices, project work, teacher well-being during the pandemic, and literary literacy. So they all were requested by the teachers themselves in the previous year. So the topics were selected considering the teachers' demands from the previous year, right? And now we have this current data. Yes, now we have this material handed up by the teachers that we have them kept, and it's very rich material. Then we are analyzing now. It's very interesting. The theoretical approach related to teacher education says that teachers, they have this enormous responsibility of materializing educational policies. For this reason, the expectations regarding the teacher education are created in the educational institutions. So the teachers, they seek, they know, they interpret, and they re-signify the policies, the policies to act in favor of an educational ideal, even when they resist and they go against what is said, right, about the policies and things like that. So the teachers are agents of change in the learning of their students, but for this, they need better education. So we can perceive that the teachers need not only the graduation formation, but also the continuing education, right? So the teachers with this good and important formation, they should be, or they must be, active subjects when constructing their own education, and the desire for improvement must come from the teacher. In the continuing education, the teachers must not just execute a plan previously given to them or prescribed, for example. They must give meaning to what they are doing, and they must be able to help their students to do the same, right? This is important, this active role that the teachers should have. And considering the context of the whole research, the format of the research, from its beginning in 2019, considering what we have done, we proposed a script that is impressed in a chapter of a book. It will be soon available, right? And this script is that first we need to identify the needs and the demands of the place. So we went to talk to the representatives of the network, right, to see what they needed, to search for information about the context. Then we went to talk to the teachers, we went to schools to have contact with the students. and the performance of the continuing educational action. So that's after all, right? Considering what happened before, right? And the action analysis and evaluation, right? So it's the end of the research. Then we can observe what we have, what we did, and it was really effective. We have to ask the teachers and talk to them and evaluate what was done. So this is what we provide this script. Another very important thing that we consider during our research is the relationship between the school and university. This collaboration, right? Then we say that the collaborative practices between school and university are important for teachers' personal and professional development. Moreover, continuing education at school and research with systematic activities inside the school are still a major challenge. Then we have to provide more opportunities for this exchange between school and university, so one institution can learn with each other, right? So here I have my references from this presentation, and thank you very much.
Thank you too, Simone. 10 minutes.
Very short presentation.
Yeah. Hi, Adriana.
But I can tell you more information if you want. Hi, Adriana.
Yes, we began before the time because we do not have other presentation. So Simone made the presentation for us, and I don't know if you have questions, if you would like to know more. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, but I was in another session, so I came here later. Yes.
No problem.
We are, how do you say, adiantados? We are
early. Early.
We are early because the time of Simone's presentation is was in 15 minutes. But
okay.
Yes, I was the third one, but nobody came before, so we decided according to, after talking to the personnel here, we decided to start earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes. How is the system, sorry, if I can ask, Simone, in universities, do you have a teacher education college inside university? Is that where you work?
Yes, we have. We have these kind of education, I don't know, pedagogical courses specific for teachers who want to teach for earlier elementary school grades, right? So after the fifth year of elementary school, then we have, it's divided according to the subject. For example, I study teaching of mathematics, for example, and then I teach mathematics for that children. I don't know where are you from?
Argentina.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have teaching and education colleges at universities, but we also have tertiary level, yes, teaching and education colleges for math, biology, chemistry, English, physical education, whatever, yes? So that we have both systems running.
Sure.
I think we call licenciatura, Simone.
Yes, that was I was trying to say. Then we study specifically the subject, like biology, related to teaching, right?
Yeah.
Like we studied teaching of languages, right? I studied teaching of Portuguese and teaching of English, right, at university. I don't know if, I think it's similar in Argentina, right?
Yes, with this difference of being teaching education colleges, yes, at a tertiary level, not university level.
Okay, so it's after high school, for example, like magistério, maybe.
After high school, yes.
It's different.
Yes, it is.
Like kind of technical, I don't know, level.
No,
not so much.
I don't know. It is a 4-year career, yes, and you graduate with the title of teacher of English or teacher of maths or history or any subject.
For us, it's the same level as university level, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And sometimes it is better because in the education system, they are preferred, yes, rather than having a university teacher, because normally, or a higher percentage of university colleges are more devoted to the theory than to the practice. So they know a lot about English, or they know a lot about math, but not how to teach math or how to teach biology.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes, like the difference we have between licenciatura and bacharelado, maybe.
Bachelor, I think. Bachelor.
Yes, PhD, yes.
Yes. But for us, it's the same, exactly the same level, right?
Yeah.
And Simone, considering your research, I have a question.
Oh my God. She's my advisor.
Yeah, but I'd like to know how are your interviews with the teachers, considering the intention for publicizing the practices then that they think it during your course.
Sure, during the continual educational actions, right?
Yeah.
They had in 2020, they had this, I'm going to clarify for Professor Adriana, we had these 5 moments, right, of interaction during the year, yes, periodically, right? And during this, so we had these interventions, we had some that subjects I said to talk about with them. We provided some theoretical material, and they should hand out, I don't know, for me, I don't have the verb, material related to that, because they got a certificate from the network in the end, right? So I have a lot of material they sent me, mainly not, but what I think it's important to use and to share with them is related to practical activities and classes plannings that they sent me, right? So now I looked at all this material, because they were 30 teachers of first grade, right? A lot of teachers. So I have material from all these teachers. So now I'm communicating with them, thank you. I thank them for what they did, and I wrote them a message, and I am asking them to format that material, and I'm organizing a website. It's a activity bank, we called, right, in Portuguese, where we are going to publish all this material, so they can see the material from each other, because it's very interesting that they don't have so much contact with each other from one place to another. They don't have time. They work a lot. Sometimes they work the 3 shifts during the day, and they can't share, they can't talk to their pairs, their mates, for example. And so now I'm talking to, I have to divide, because they are 30, right? And I'm talking to 10, 15 teachers, and we are talking about marks of auditory, I don't know how to say that, marks, to see where they took the material from, if they took from somewhere and they adapted the material. So the site that it could be very organized and very ethic, as we say, right? And then we are in this part of the research. I'm talking to them, and the site is, I started to organize this website, Google site, right? And this is what I'm doing now, I think.
And the materials are made by the teachers, or they copy, they...
It's very mixed, right? I'm talking to a lot, and some very interesting, they created really the material, right? This is very nice. Then I write source, elaborated by the name of the person. And in the case, in some cases, they adapted materials, but up to now, the teachers I talked to, they didn't copy totally so much the material, only some of them. But then I'm going to write the original source of the material, and I think I'm going to write the name of the teacher who selected the material, because I think it's good to they how do you say, they feel good with this, to show to their colleagues, right, this material. And on the side there is a cover, and I'm going to write all the names of the participants. They are going to be the authors of this material.
Okay, thank you. It's important to take care about this.
Yes. Some are very happy, some don't answer.
Yeah, I understand.
But I'm organizing the material. I have a good list, right? It's very good.
Great.
Not so, I was afraid, right? In the beginning, I was afraid that I wouldn't get enough material. Okay, Adriana.
Yeah, no, I wanted to add, yes, that it is very, very really enriching to share with our colleagues the material we produce, or the ideas we have, the strategies. And sometimes many teachers are reluctant to share. I don't know why. It happens here in Argentina. Yes. That's my experience. And we learn so much from our peers. Yes, that it's a very, very good idea. Yes.
Yes, for them, maybe sometimes they get embarrassed because people could see their material and maybe not have a good opinion about people. Some people are more worried about other people's opinion, right? Maybe it's the case. And some teachers who couldn't participate, they said because they didn't have really, they couldn't even have time to tell me the source.
Yeah, I think we are not used to being, I don't know, evaluating by our peers or observed by our peers. It's not a normal practice. So,
it's difficult.
It is, but we have to get accustomed to it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sabrina, do you have a question?
No.
No, I don't.
And Simone, do you want to say another comment in addition?
No, I think now the idea, I think this is important to observe that script, right, that we have, because I think it's very important to go to the situation, to go to the context of the network, to ask what they need. I think this is very important. And to go to the schools, to the reality, because the representatives of the network, maybe sometimes they don't know what happens daily right, to them. And then I think this is important to create, to organize this teachers' education, in my opinion, right? This is kind of necessary sometimes, right? And also the partnership between schools and university, right? I think it's very important, this exchange, right? It's not only the university, the university not only go there to teach the teachers and the schools, right? They go there to learn from them too, right? This is really exchange, right? It's the same level. Yes, it's not a hierarchy, right? It's equal. It's that this is what I think is very important to consider. Okay.
When we were talking were talking about in our symposium, we think it's important for us to hearing or to hear or to pay attention to the teachers, to the students, and we understand that if we know which problems, which needs they have, it's easier for us to talk, to think, to plan, and a lot of things with the teachers, not to the teachers, but with the teachers. I think it's our main
mission.
Yes. So
yes, I remember that something is very important to mention, that for example, I remembered one example of one teacher who said, I'm in the first year teaching in the first year of elementary school, and she didn't have a lot. She said, I don't have a lot to contribute during the activities from last year, right? And she said that that she wanted to learn with us, right? Then I think this is the perfect moment for her, for this teacher, to look at these activities, at least, right? At least she has the access to these activities to see how her colleagues work, right? I think this is very interesting.
Yeah. The real interaction, I think.
Yes, because maybe she's isolated in one school far, because there are some schools which are far away from the city. And they don't have contact. They have contact with other teachers from the school, but there is only one group of first year, for example. So she doesn't have a lot of people to share the, how can I say, experiences with her, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
okay, I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming here, Adriana.
You are welcome. Yeah. You are welcome. A pleasure.
I appreciated you here. You listened to me.
Yeah.
I'm far away from little kids nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah? So, but I had the experience, and it happens the same thing at all levels. We are not used to working collaboratively.
Yes.
Yes, and it happens not only with teachers from different schools, but with teachers working in the same school. They don't communicate. Yeah. They don't work together. They don't plan together.
Yeah.
It's the same.
That is something we have to change. Yes. And this is something we have to learn at university when we are teaching, when we are learning the teaching career, or at colleges. We have to learn this, and we have to teach by showing that we can work with others, and we are working better in that way.
Of course. We always have things to learn from our our colleagues and things to teach them, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go to another session.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you very much.
A pleasure.
Bye. A
Bye.
pleasure to
See you later.
meet you.
Não chegou mais ninguém, né?
Não. Que coisa engraçada, né? Sabe que tem alguns países que eu acho que isso é tarde da noite já.
Não, bom.
Tipo, na Rússia, eu acho que já deve ser muito tarde já.
Mas então poderiam ter...
Avisar, né? O que seja. Mas fiquei pensando nisso agora.
Eu acho que pode parar de gravar, né?
Isso.
Aí eu não sei, assim, o que a gente faz se a gente